When it comes to achieving peak performance in any field and surpassing your competition, there's no such thing as luck. Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So, how do you prepare accordingly, and what strategies do successful people employ to become the top performers in their niche? Well, you've come to the right place, my friend, because today we're about to answer this very question. Grab a drink and dive in because, Alexa, you're not gonna want to miss this one. Here are 15 ways to achieve peak performance. Welcome to Alux. First up, we've got periodized training. So you know how athletes always seem to be at their peak just in time for a big competition? Well, that's not luck. That is smart strategy called periodized training. So here's how it works. Instead of training at the same intensity all year round, they break their training schedule into cycles. Each cycle focuses on a different aspect of their fitness, like strength, endurance, or speed. The beauty of it all is it's designed so that they can reach their peak physical condition right when it matters most, like at the Olympics, for example. But don't think this is only for professional athletes. No, you can apply this concept to your own life too. Let's say you're studying for a big exam or working on a big project. Instead of cramming it all in or rushing through it, try breaking it up into cycles. Spend some time understanding the concepts, then applying them, and finally reviewing for fine-tuning your knowledge or your work. By organizing your work in cycles, you'll be able to manage it better and peak at the right time, just like those athletes. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. So imagine you're about to present a big project and your brain starts saying things like, "Hey, you're gonna mess this up." Not so helpful, right? Well, CBT is all about battling these negative thought patterns. It's all about learning to recognize when your brain is pulling these kinds of stunts and then challenging and changing these unhelpful thoughts. The result? A healthier mindset and better performance. Now you might be thinking, sounds great, but do I need a therapist for this? Now, while working with a trained professional can be super beneficial, and we recommend it if you can, you can also practice some CBT techniques on your own. So give this a try. The next time you find yourself stuck in a negative thought loop, take a step back. Question whether your thoughts are based on reality or if your brain is just being noisy. Observe your negative thoughts as they pass by without choosing to let them affect you. Once you get a grip on this, you'll be able to manage your thoughts better, and that's how you turn into a more confident game changer. And if you'd like some help with this, we work with you on topics just like this on the Alux app. If you haven't already downloaded it, go to Alux.com/app and start your self-growth journey today. Enter the flow state. Have you ever lost track of time doing something you love, where everything seems to just fade away and you're in the zone? Well, that's what psychologists and the ancient Taoists call flow state. It's like the ultimate sweet spot where you're fully immersed and actually enjoying what you're doing. The best part? Well, studies show that being in a flow state can seriously level up your game. But how do you get into this magical state of flow? Well, first things first, wave goodbye to those pesky distractions. We're specifically talking about the phone notifications here. When you want to get serious about doing something, you just can't afford to be distracted. Next, make sure you've got some clear goals for what you're doing so you're not left wandering around aimlessly. And finally, you've got to find that Goldilocks zone where the task isn't too easy where you get bored, but not too hard where you get frustrated. It's all about finding the task that's just right. Do all of this and you'll be flowing your way to peak performance before you know it. Biofeedback. Biofeedback is kind of like becoming best friends with your body, which you should do anyway, and understand all of its quirks. Imagine if your body could shoot you a text message saying, "Hey, you're getting a little bit too stressed out there, buddy, time to chill." Well, that's essentially what biofeedback does. It's all about using technology to monitor your body's functions like heart rate, skin temperature, muscle tension, and brain waves. This allows you to spot the telltale signs of stress or any other negative response. Once you've figured out these signs, well, then you can start to learn some techniques to control them. With biofeedback, you essentially reconnect with your body's needs. It's super useful for managing things like anxiety, chronic pain, high blood pressure, you name it. You get a readout of what's happening inside your body in real time, which helps you to tune into how your body responds to stress or different emotional states. Then you can step in and calm things down before they get out of hand. Mindfulness and meditation. Okay, picture this. You're chilling on a comfortable cushion, your mind is floating free of worries like a leaf gently carried down a serene stream. That's what we like to think being mindful is about, but it's not always like that. Sometimes it's about sitting in your room with your eyes closed, or just being really present while washing the dishes. Because mindfulness is about living in the present moment rather than fretting about the past or the future. It's about savoring that delicious cup of coffee, fully engaging in that conversation with a friend, or just feeling the sun on your face. It can really change your perspective, giving you a new appreciation for the small moments in life. Then we've got meditation, which goes hand in hand with mindfulness, of course. While they're both about focusing on the present, meditation often involves setting aside specific time to sit quietly and focus, usually on your breath. Not only can this be incredibly relaxing, but there's a heap of evidence backing up the benefits. Now we're talking reduced stress, improved focus, better sleep, and getting closer to peak performance. And all it takes is a few minutes a day to hit that mental reset button. Exercise and physical fitness. Now, exercise and physical fitness go beyond the aesthetic benefits of a toned physique. It's about much more than that. Regular physical activity keeps your body running smoothly, like a well-oiled machine. It helps to keep your heart healthy, your muscles strong, and your mind sharp. Plus, when you're huffing and puffing after a good workout, your body is flooded with feel-good chemicals and endorphins. And physical fitness isn't just about strutting your stuff at the gym or training for a marathon either. It's about improving and maintaining a level of health and strength that lets you do all the things that you love, whether that's hiking with your dog, playing with your kids, or just hauling groceries up a flight of stairs without getting winded. Regular exercise can help to manage your stress and improve your mood. Plus, there's a kind of satisfaction that comes from finishing a tough workout and knowing that you pushed your limits. So tie up those laces, grab your water bottle, and hit the gym if you haven't done so already. Sleep hygiene. Sleep hygiene is all about forming habits that promote better quality sleep. It's the little things that can make a huge difference here, like maintaining a consistent sleep schedule. Try to create the perfect conditions to signal to your brain that it's time to rest. Something like blackout curtains, eye masks, or just switching off the hallway light can send a powerful signal to your body that it is time to wind down. Another tip here is to turn down the thermostat. A cooler room can help to improve your sleep quality. And remember, that sneaky sleep stealer called screen time? Try to give your eyes a break from screens for at least an hour before bedtime. And if you can't resist this, at least switch on the blue light filter. Your brain and your eyes will thank you. Nutrition optimization. Your body is like a high-performance sports car. It needs the right fuel to run at its best. That's where nutrition optimization comes into play. It's all about tweaking your diet so it best supports your mental and physical performance. We're not just talking about counting calories here. It's about getting the right balance of macronutrients too. Carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. And not forgetting those micronutrients, the vitamins and minerals that often don't get the spotlight they deserve. But remember, nutrition is not a one-size-fits-all scenario. Some folks might thrive on a plant-based diet, while others might do better with a bit more protein. It may take a bit of trial and error to figure out what works best for you and your body, but that's okay. And hydration is also very key. Don't forget to drink plenty of water. Dehydration can affect your cognitive function, your mood, and your overall health. And let's not forget about gut health. Probiotics, prebiotics, and fiber are your gut's best friends, and a healthy gut can contribute significantly to overall well-being and performance. The Pomodoro Technique. The Pomodoro Technique is a time management method proposed by Francesco Cirillo in the late 1980s. So how does it work? Well, you start by choosing a task. It can be anything. Set a timer for 25 minutes and get cracking. During that time, your focus is on the task and nothing else. No checking your phone, no daydreaming, just pure, uninterrupted work. It's amazing what you can get done when you really hone in on it. When the timer rings, congratulations, you've completed 1 Pomodoro. Now take a short 5-minute break. Stretch, grab a cup of coffee, pet your dog, whatever floats your boat. After 4 Pomodoros, take a longer break, about 15 to 30 minutes. The magic of the Pomodoro Technique lies in its simplicity. It turns seemingly insurmountable tasks into manageable little chunks, with the added bonus of regular breaks to refresh and recharge. Before you know it, you'll be smashing through your to-do list like a pro. Mental imagery. Now, you've probably heard the phrase, see it to believe it, right? Well, that's pretty much the science behind mental imagery, or as some like to call it, visualization. It's all about creating a mental picture of what you're aiming to achieve or the task you're about to perform. Now, imagine you're preparing for a big presentation. You could visualize yourself delivering the talk smoothly, confidently, and receiving a round of applause at the end. Athletes do this all the time, picturing that perfect swing or the flawless finish line sprint in their minds before they actually do it. Because, the brain is a bit of a funny thing. It can't always tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and the real deal. So when you mentally rehearse, your brain fires up those same neurons as if you were really doing the action. In turn, this can boost your confidence, calm your nerves, and increase your chances of nailing the performance when it's showtime. Active rest. I know what you're thinking here. Active rest, isn't that like some kind of contradiction? But stick with us. The idea isn't to run a marathon on your day off, no. Instead, it's about engaging in gentle, restorative activities that help to keep your body moving without adding extra stress. So think of it as downtime with a dash of movement. For example, if you're a weightlifter, active rest could be a light yoga session or a leisurely swim. The aim is to boost your blood circulation and keep your body flexible without exhausting yourself. It's also a great way to avoid burnout. So on your next rest day, instead of being a total couch potato, try a slow-paced walk out in nature, a chilled bike ride, or maybe some mindful stretching. Your body and your mind will definitely thank you. Cold exposure and heat therapy. Now, this one might sound like something out of a wellness guru's handbook, but trust us, there is science to back it up. Now, first off, we've got cold exposure, which is exactly what it sounds like, exposing your body to cold temperatures. Now, this could be in the form of a chilly shower, an icy dip in the ocean, or even a stroll in some frosty weather. The cold shock can kick your body into overdrive, increasing circulation, boosting your mood, and even stimulating fat loss. It's like hitting the body's reset button, and yes, you do get used to it over time. Then on the flip side, there's heat therapy, often in the form of saunas or hot baths. Sitting in a toasty room or soaking in a hot tub might seem like the ultimate relaxation, and it is, but it also provides a bunch of physical benefits too. Regular heat exposure can aid in recovery, improve sleep, and even boost longevity by ramping up heat shock proteins. These nifty little proteins protect your cells from stress and can repair damage, which is a major win for your body. So whether you're a fan of the chill or the sizzle, there's a therapy that suits your preference and can supercharge your performance to boot. Spaced repetition. Spaced repetition is a pretty neat learning technique where you don't just repeat the information over and over in a short span of time. Instead, you spread out your study sessions and review the material at increasing intervals. So let's say you learn a new fact today and you'd review it maybe tomorrow, then 2 days after, then 4 days and a week, and then so on. The idea is that every time you are about to forget the info, you review it, and this strengthens your memory of it. It's like giving your brain a little nudge just when it's about to let go of the information. And spaced repetition is science-backed and pretty solid. The spacing effect, the idea that our brains learn more effectively when we space out our learning over time, has been kicked around in psychology since the 19th century. It's been proven in numerous studies and, let's face it, a lot less stressful than last-minute cramming. And there are even handy apps and software available that can handle the scheduling for you, reminding you when it's time to review each piece of information. So, next time you've got a ton of stuff to learn, remember, don't cram, space it out. Dual N-back training. So you've probably heard about brain training games and apps that promise to turn you into the next Einstein, right? Well, many of them might not live up to the hype, but there is one type of brain training that researchers are pretty excited about: dual N-back training. Now, in this game, you're presented with a sequence of visual and audio cues, and your job is to remember if the current cue matches one from the N steps earlier in the sequence. Sounds simple, right? But it can get pretty tricky as N increases and you have to juggle more and more information in your head. Dual N-back training is like lifting weights, but for your working memory. It's designed to improve your ability to hold and manipulate information in your mind over short periods, a mental muscle that's used in all kinds of everyday tasks. Some studies even suggest that this training can boost intelligence, the ability to reason and solve new problems, which was previously thought to be pretty unchangeable. It's not a magic bullet and it's not going to turn you into a genius overnight, but with consistent practice, dual N-back training might just give your brain the workout it needs to perform a little bit better. And last up, we've got graded exposure therapy. So let's talk a bit about facing your fears here. You know that feeling when you're about to do something that terrifies you and your brain is shouting at you to run away? Well, that's where graded exposure therapy comes in. It's a type of therapy used to help people overcome their anxieties or fears. Instead of jumping headfirst into the thing you're scared of, you start off small and gradually work your way up. If you're scared of spiders, for example, you might start off by just thinking about a spider, then looking at a picture of one, then maybe watching a video, and eventually you might feel brave enough to be in the same room as a spider or put one on your hand. Graded exposure therapy is all about taking baby steps that build up. The idea is that each step should feel manageable, and by taking these steps, you should build up the confidence and reduce your fear response. It's all about progressively facing your fear in a more controlled and structured kind of way. And with all this said, Aluxer, that's a wrap for today. These are the 15 ways to achieve peak performance. Now, we're curious to ask, which field are you trying to reach peak performance in? Drop your answers in the comments below. We're always curious to hear your thoughts. And now that we've gotten to this point, it's curtains for this video. If you found the information valuable, don't forget to return the favor by tipping us with a like and a share. And as always, thanks for watching, Aluxer. If you'd like to learn some more, hey, check out this video next.